Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is my voice audible enough? I'm seeing so. Ah, this thing was not shown. Why is that thing shown? Gede Raba kasonde gede na namba katuze gede na namba rada do bakasonde gede rada de makasonde gede na nandia e adaba kasonde gede na namba e ke soko to manande kede ragado zegede na nande kede rianda makasanda e ke to riana manda e ke tegede raba kasondo e ke soniana Rabaranda de akatunze gede amakasanda gade nananda kitunianda bakasonde e adaba kasonde gade radado makasande gede rariana makasende gede riana manda kerianda bakasoku to makasende Rabakasonde gede, Rabakatuma kasanda, eke sokutu manandia, Radado bakasanda gada, Yada da bakatu seketena nyanda, eke sonne manda kasonde, Radado makasokutu, Yanda bakasonde gede, Rakasto sende gede mananda, eke tune nyanda, makasagada, Ragado makasande gede, Rabakasokoto makasakete neniana radado makasande eketona nanda. Father, we give you all the praise, we give you all the worship, we give you all the adoration. Thank you for today. Rakasonde gedena manta kasonde eyadada bakasokoto nanande kede. Thank you for today. Thank you for the gift of life. Eketoma rakasokoto manande adada. Maka sokotori anda dada maka segede rada do maka sende gede rada da baka sokoto maka sende gede manda dirianda rakato zegede manande kede rakato sekete nananda baka sokoto yanda kasende reketoni anda manda da rekesoni anana Rekesegede, ragado makasende gede, rakato makasanda, e adada maneanda kesende, reketo manande kesegede, rakasonde gede makato zenia, makata zegede nanande, rakato zegedena, makasegede, Arariarabandu, ekesonegede. We give you all the worship. We give you all the praise. We give you all the adoration. Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for making it possible for this conference to be held today. Rakato sekete. Father, I thank you for all the speakers. Nanan Bakasonde. I thank you for all the partners in BWKN. Rakato seketo nianda. Baka sekete. rakatonziana, makata sendegede, ragado makasekede, randada, makasegede, rakatozegede nanyanda, makasanda. This conference is not going to be like ordinary conference. It's not going to be business as usual. Eko sonko to manianda, reke to makasendegede, radada, kesondianda bakasekete, rakasanda baba, enanande kete, rakato sekete nanyanda. We give you all the praise, we worship you. Hallelujah. I declare this conference open in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. You're welcome. Strategic Positioning Conference 2022. Hallelujah. I hope you are excited. I hope you are all excited in the house. We are our partners. Our partners, I hope you are all excited in the house. So today is day one of our strategic repositioning conference. We've been waiting for this for God knows when. Like, we can't even wait to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We can't wait. We have great speakers today, day one, and tomorrow, day two. Please make sure you do not miss any of them. Go get your friends if you know they are not here already. Please go get your friends, coordinators, go get your partners, captains, go get your partners. Let everyone be involved. Come with your pen and your journal, okay? Okay, so today, first of all, my name is Amara Chukwu Bidike. Yes, and I welcome you all to Strategic Repositioning Conference Day 1. It's being hosted by Business Women Kingdom Network. For our new partners, our guests in the house, this is Business Women Kingdom Network. Okay, so we are 360-degree women, 360-degree life transformational community of kingdom-minded business women. We are kingdom-minded business women. We've decided to grow 360-degree. We don't want to just focus our growth on spiritual only. No, we believe that we can grow all around. Okay, we can live a healthy life, a prosperous life, and we can do anything we want to do, thereby achieving anything we want to achieve on this face of the earth. We can live a balanced life as women. Yes, we believe that. And that is what this community is all about. We transform lives on 4 pillars: personal development, business builders, financial security, spiritual growth. Those are the core 4 pillars where we deal with, okay? So we are committed to raise every woman in the knowledge of Christ for maximum impact in their world of influence. Okay, so I welcome you all our guests in the house. I welcome you. Just relax, just make sure you are with your pen and your journal. You have a whole lot to download tonight in our live session with Nancy Nnadi. Briefly, before our speaker comes up, I want to charge us a little on vision. Yes, Nancy Nnadi is taking us on a journey on strategic positioning for our business in 2023, right? And yes, it's good enough we come to conference, we listen to all that, but what matters most is your action. Your action is the only thing that will determine your results. You can listen to whatever we have, Nancy has for us today, and you go back without acting on them. You're not going to get any results. Yes, you've attended the conference, but you're not going to get any results until you put those actions, until you put them to play. That is the only time you will get results. And mind you, we are result-oriented. We are result-oriented. We don't just do things. We don't just do things. We are result-oriented. Success is actually predictable. Success is predictable. And also failure. Success is predictable. Failure is predictable. Yes, because, in here, I believe each and every one of us, we have vision. So as Nancy is taking us on this ride this night, just open up your heart. You have a vision. You know where you're going to, know where you want to take your business. You know the next level you want your business to get to. Okay. So that vision, vision, the difference between any poor man and the rich man is vision. God has given us each and every one of us two things. That's sight. That you have sight. You have sight. That does not mean you have vision, right? You have sight. It doesn't mean that you have vision. I hope you get me. God has given us sight and time. So what do you make use of? How do you make use of your time and your sight? That is what will give you the required result that you want. Okay. So I want us to open our hearts this evening. Just make sure you open up your heart this evening and be ready to unlearn, learn new things and relearn again. Okay, so let's call up our speaker this evening. But before that, I would like to read out her profile. Pardon me. I would like to read up. I would like to read up her profile. Okay, so Nancy Nnamdi is a lead coach at the Nancy Nnamdi Company, TNNC. She is a time-tested and successful entrepreneur, telecom award-winning distributor, investor, speaker, author, trainer, and business structure and finance expert. Founder and CEO of Agunancy Nigerian Limited, a telecoms distribution company founded in 2006. Nancy has since structured the multi-million naira business, which is also a leading dealer with the top 3 telecommunications company in Nigeria, thriving in an industry with stiff competition. She is a certified management consultant, a result coach, and a performance consultant. She is on a mission to raise wealthy entrepreneurs who run healthy and successful business, which will invariably lead to the creation of more businesses and jobs. In 2012, Nancy was the recipient of MTN Star Prize of Car Truck worth 5.5 million naira and the Best MTN Subtrade Partner (STP) in Lagos by surpassing her sales targets with over 200%. That can only be done by setting goals. That can only be done by setting goals and working towards it. It's not what you can achieve just like that. Okay? She has also received several awards, some of which are Business Coach of the Year Award 2020 by the Entrepreneur Award T and the Meritorious Award by Imo State Development Association. Nancy continues to spread her message of inspiration and intentional action through various platforms, inspiring entrepreneurs to do business diligently, intelligently, and ethically. She has featured as one of the 10 wealth and finance experts to watch out for in 2021 by Yahoo Finance. She has also been featured on Channels TV, Business Day newspaper, Punch newspaper, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Global Impact Church, Linda EKG Self-Made Human Conference, plus TV Africa, the Beat FM, and Edo Job powered by the Edo government, etc. She is an alumnus of the Lagos State University, International Council Management Consulting Institute, CMC, Institute of Management Consultants, IMC, Global Leadership Network, and the Women on Board Institute of WIMBIS, amongst others. Oh my God. You can actually download her free business resources by simply visiting her Instagram. Now let's make welcome with your most favorite emoji, our speaker tonight, Nancy Nnamdi. Yay! You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for wonderful introduction. I sincerely appreciate you. And I want to appreciate you for bringing me on board once again to share with my fellow brethren, because this is a Christian association, so we are all brethren in the Lord. So I'm so happy to be able to share with everyone. And good evening, good evening, good evening. And thank God, as we are stepping into the 2023, there are some things we need to pay attention to as business owners. There are some certain things we need to pay attention to, and I will be taking it from there. So, good evening. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate your invite, and I do not take it for granted. I want to say a big thank you to our founder, Pastor Dotun Awogo Fallow. If I spoil it, don't mind me. I'm an Igbo Edo plus Yoruba girl, so I can have. So, pardon me. Thank you so much. And Christine, thank you for always calling me on. But thank you so much. So, I want to appreciate everyone that is in this live class this evening. I'm already in an holiday mood, so you can see me that, but I'm just trying to, but I have to be in this class by force. So, good evening, everyone. Today, I'm talking about strategy, positioning yourself for 20, like the new year, strategy for next year, like positioning yourself for the new year. So, it is important that when trying to strategize as a business owner, whether you're an existing business owner, you must have a goal. And I love what the lady that introduced me said when she said, oh, 300, this is just goal setting. So you must have a goal, and it's important that we take that to heart. And before I go into my teaching today, I'm going to actually title this particular class as structuring your business for financial growth for 2023. Structuring your business for financial growth for 2023. So the first thing you have to understand as a business owner or you're a career person, I know we can have these two people in the house. The first thing you need to understand is that you need to understand the fact that your mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Mindset is important in this journey that you are, on earth. Mindset is key, and the Bible has made it clear in several verses. As a man thinketh, so is he. So, and again, I love Abraham's stories a lot. When God said, Abraham, look to your right, look to your left, as far as you can see, so have I given you. Understand that the level of success you are going to achieve in 2023 is about what you can see. And what can you see? What can you see? And what you can see, it differs from one person to another. Is a function of what you are interacting with, is a function of what you know, is a function of who you are, if it's a function of what you have been building over the years. So what can you see? And I want us to understand that this point of your life at the end of this year, it is important you do audits. Audit in this different area. First is association. Who are you speaking to? Who is speaking to your life? Who is your mentor? Who is your coach? Who are you talking to? Are these people positive in their mind? There are some people, they are very, very negative and they are very pessimistic. They are not bad people, but they are just, some of them is about personality too. They are unconsciously negative in everything they want to do. And the truth is, this simple act can actually hold you back. This simple act, you might think, oh, it's not my fault, but you have to train yourself to be positive in all the things you do. And I can tell you that this thing is one of the things that has helped me from somebody that was like from nowhere to where God has taken me to today. So you must be very, very intentional about your thoughts, about who is around you, because the truth is, what help you create your thought are the things you see, the people you talk to. You must audit your relationship. You must begin to be intentional about who want to speak into your life, Who is my coach? Who is my mentor? Who are my friends? I'm not saying fight with everybody, but begin to be very intentional, because mindset is key. And whatever you feed your mind with is what will come out of you. Like the Bible said, um, out of the abundance of the heart, you will speak out from the abundance of your heart. What is in your heart? So whatever you've been focusing on, whatever you've been eating up in terms of food, or watching in terms of video, or listening in terms of messages, would totally come out of you as you begin to interact with people. If you are feeding your mind with fear, I'm telling you, everything will look so scary to you. If you are feeding your mind with negativity, mindset is key. And if you can get your mindset right for this 2023 that you are about to step into, I'm telling you, a lot of things will work better for you. I tell people, in my life, I've tried as much as possible to be positive. So for some days, even in my industry, maybe it rained heavily and everybody is saying, oh, there won't be sales today. I just have that mindset that I will make sales. I will make, it's just a norm for me. Positivity is key, and you need to learn how to constantly remind yourself, even though sometimes you want to be negative, remind yourself and put yourself at this side. Because if you remember, I tell my students, the Bible says, as far as you can see. So what can you see? That thing you can see, you can behold. So let me go in and I will share more. So I want us to understand that your visibility is key. Your mindset, sorry, not your mindset is key. You must be intentional about what to take into your mind. You must be intentional about who is speaking to you. You must be intentional, and you must be careful about who is taking you into negativity. I remember I was sharing with some of my team, and I said there was some years ago, I was doing well already. A lot of people wanted to be me. Nancy, I love what you are doing. You're doing so well. You're doing well. But I realized that I have a particular friend. Immediately, this friend calls me. The friend is not bad as a person. She did not even know what she's doing to me. But she comes with a lot of negative baggage and trying to constantly want to pull me down, whatever I'm doing. But I think she does not know. But whenever I bring out my result and I'm saying, oh, I've been able to just achieve this thing, she will constantly tell me that she has done maybe times 2 of what I've done. So in a way, intentionally, I will start to feel depressed. I will start to feel bad. I will start to feel that what I'm doing is not good enough. But at the time, I will start reacting. Maybe after leaving the phone or dropping the phone call with the person, I will start reacting. So one day I said, why am I reacting like this? What is causing this? So I paid attention to myself more. And when I paid attention to myself, I discovered that, oh, whenever this lady calls me, I start to react. Is that I'm reacting? So I say, okay. So I know what is the problem. So I now begin to avoid that conversation. I decided to say, I'm not going to pick this lady's call. Whenever she's calling me, I will call her back at my time. And when I started calling her back at my time, I realized I was better, because she had some things she wanted to show off to me. It might not be bad to her, but at that time, I could not hold those things. So, and we know that as we grow in life, we grow in mind, we grow in everything. So, little things, you have to pay attention to those things that are affecting you. Know them so that you can protect your mind out of it. So, when I now understood that this thing was really hitting me deep, I decided to say, okay, I turn it around that, okay, whenever I see a call, I'll just say, I can't pick your call now, but I'll talk to you later. And in the evening, I'll call her and she'll say, oh, Nancy, I'm sorry, I've forgotten what I wanted to share with you. How are you? And we'll talk normal and we go. The thing continued like that. So I now became stronger. So when I could not even talk to her, I've outgrown that position. Wherever you are, because we are all at different level, you must pay attention to yourself. Your health is key. Your mental health is key. Nobody makes more money. Nobody succeeds without sound mind. If your mind is not sound, I tell people you can't make money when you are under stress or you are not peaceful. You can't. And I like to tell the wives in the house that if you are quarreling so much at home, your business will take a pound of that. It will affect you, because the minute you are down, it's going to affect your money making skills. So it is very important that you prioritize peace rather than being right. Prioritize. I'm not saying take shit or take everything that is not right, but understand, prioritize your mind rather than being right and continue to argue or continue to make things right. Just begin to prioritize your mind to be intact, because those things affect your success. Because if you're not thinking right, you can't even move. So today I'm going to share with us some points. I pray my time permits me to share all the points I have. But wherever we stop, we'll continue next time. So the thing we need to understand is, as business owner, first thing first, for you to actually even begin to strategize and position yourself right, number one, you need to actually understand yourself as a person. Who am I? What do I want to achieve? And I tell people, two people might be doing the same business. They are not headed the same way. They are not going to the same destination. The fact that you are in fashion with me does not mean our fashion business has to have the same vision, has to have the same focus. No. The thing is, we are both in the same industry. We are both contributors in the same industry. But what God has given you, your blueprint is different from mine. So you don't have to continue to live, because when you don't have clear vision or clear direction, I'm telling you, you will just be competing with everything you see on earth. Somebody is buying a car, you are disturbed. Somebody is making, you are disturbed. But when you have a clear vision of where you are going, it's easy for you to stay focused. When you have a clear direction, it's easy. And I like to share story a lot because of my experience in business for 16 years. I remember I started my telecom business with just a simple aim to help my customer make more profit, because I sell to wholesalers and retailers. And that's my pure aim, to help them make more profit. That is what I am there for. Just like what I do in coaching. In my coaching, my mission is simple: to raise wealthy entrepreneurs that run healthy and successful businesses. So you cannot encounter me or my program and not grow financially. It's a no. And if you don't grow financially, we need to have a revisit on that case, because that is one of the evidence, one of the checklists that, oh, you've gone through my program. So I was doing well in my business. So I had this friend. I didn't know the friend had a lot of people that wanted to penetrate to have access to me that could not, but they were all gisting with her. So every one of them will pass their own, let me say, their worries to her, but she will indirectly just say it to me. And I'm somebody that, once you are trying to talk, somebody is your friend, you want to consider what they are saying. And my mission was just that, oh, when I buy this product, my customer should be able to sell at a very profitable amount. Whatever little I make, I'm just cool with it. So I started doing well. I was doing fine. So she started calling. Oh, Nancy, oh, your price is not too. Your price is too cheap. What you're selling is too cheap. Why not raise it a bit? So she was saying it because one day I felt, okay, let me just change my price. And I remember that I've gotten my vision. I understand where I was going, but that little statement made me to change, and my business started going down. As my business was going down, one day I started crying. I cried to God, like, Father, Lord, what am I not doing right? I'm doing everything. What is happening? And the Holy Spirit just, with a still voice, go back to your first love. I didn't understand. I was, what's my first love? I sat down, think about it, sat down, talked through it. I was there. And I remember that, the vision of this business is actually to help people make more profit. It's not for me to make so much profit by increasing my profit margin. No, I will make a certain amount, but they have to make more. And I realized, oh, I have to go back. So I went back. I realized that when I was taking my price up, these people were selling. They were ripping me off. But I didn't know. When I took my price back and I started doing the way I used to do, my sales went back, and the person started taking offense, like, started having issues. And that then I begin to have that. I just have to share that for you to understand that your vision is not somebody else's vision. Somebody else can have a vision of, I want to make so much money on one person. It's not a bad thing. But what is God telling you? What is your own? What do you want to achieve in that business? You must understand. Another example I will give for not having unhealthy competition in the marketplace or in the industry where you are. For instance, you can be two people. You are both in fashion. So one person is actually, thank you. Wokolo Chinedu. You are my structure student. Thank you. So now you realize that one person can be heading towards Kano and another person is heading towards Ibadan. Now, those two distances does not require the same speed. Somebody that is going to Kano knows that she has a long trip to to ahead. Somebody that is going to Abuja, Ibadan knows that, oh, if I speed under this, I will get to Ibadan. So they are not the same destination. That person heading to Ibadan can take a speed, and it looks as if the person got to Ibadan earlier than you. Earlier than you can be maybe bought a car before you. Earlier than you can be bought a building before you. Earlier than you. But your own vision is that you are heading to Kano. So now don't rush yourself. If you start to do that, you can miss some things along the line. Stay focused on your vision. Stay focused on your goal. Your greatest competition is your last result, not somebody else's result, not another person. Your own last result is your competition. You compete with yourself. Oh, last year I did 100. Okay, can I do 200 this year? You are competing with yourself in a systematic way, rather than competing with your neighbor that you don't even understand how this person is even doing it, rather than competing. So when you have a clear vision, I'm telling you, your eyes is single, like the Bible says. So when your eyes is single, you are focused. And I tell you, if you are focused, that business will stand out soon. I did telecom for years. I can't even believe that I did not deviate into something else. I was so focused on it, I glued on it, and I saw the business growing from zero into multiples of millions. Because at that time, and naturally, I'm not somebody that would have been focused on one thing. But I just realized that God just held me in that one thing, and I was putting in my best. And when I structured it fully, I step out and the business continued to run. So it does not mean that you cannot focus in more than one thing, but you must first ensure the one you are doing is well grounded, is standing firmly on the ground before you can diversify. Don't diversify into 4 different businesses without structure. It is you building your business or creating money or creating throwing away your resources for people that don't know God that will come and steal from you. You don't need it. But before you diversify, try as much as possible that you have structure in place. Then number 2 thing you need to focus on is visibility. Visibility. There is this Bible verse I want to read right now, and it says visibility is key, because a lot of us run away from it. Oh, I don't want to be online. I don't want to look as if I'm proud. I don't want to showcase what I'm doing, so that people don't feel that, oh, are you no longer a Christian? Have you backslide? Because I used to be there when I came online. The years I came online, I was struggling with, when people say I'm proud, if I start talking, I do billions. Some people say, oh, what's wrong with her? If I start sharing, well, but I realized that everybody needs proof. You need to create social credibility. People need to know that you know what you are saying. So how will they know if you don't make it, if you don't talk about it? And this particular Bible verse struck me a lot. John 7:4, it says, no one does anything in secret when he or she wants to be known publicly. If you must do these things, show yourself openly to the world. Make yourself known. You cannot want to be visible and be hiding and be saying, I don't want to say it. Let me tell you, anything you are not saying, they are not listening. And the truth is, you cannot make money if the only people that buys from you are the people you know. If the only people that buy from you are your church members or your families or your community, no, you can't make money like that. You will start making money when strangers can buy from you. Imagine how many people are your siblings that will even buy from you that you now be rich. How many people are your church member in that sense that will buy from you, that will take you to where you're going? But imagine when I said, oh, I did 300 million turnover. Is it only my church member that will buy that from me? You have to be visible. You have to be intentionally visible. And I love this Lassa quote a lot, which says, a business without a signage is a sign of no business. Just like a business without an ad, a business without publicity is a sign of no business. You are saying, I don't want to do business. Unconsciously, you are saying, I don't want to do business. So if you want to do business, then you must you must put yourself out there. The Bibles validate it. So don't let that be your case that, oh, I don't want, And to come out, you have to share your story. You have to share your success story. When I came online, I was sharing my success story, and people don't feel that, oh, we can trust her, she has a business. Assuming I say, oh, I don't want to talk, I'm just talking. People are like, who are you? Can you tell us your proof? What is the fact that if you come to you will get results? So you need to begin, and I keep telling people, a lot of people don't know how to share their story. No matter how small your story is, there is a way to share it that it will look so big. For instance, maybe you set a goal to actually meet, just maybe you want to sell your particular, you made a particular design and you want to sell 10. You're just starting, you feel that I want to sell 10 this month, so you make sales of 10. But you know that in the view picture 10 looks so small, but when you now say I achieved 100% of my target this month, it looks so big. So instead of you saying I sold 10, why not say I achieved 100% of my target this month? So people are looking at, oh, this lady actually sold. Did they know how many quantity your target is? No. Did you lie? No. Because as Christians, we are not supposed to lie. So you must understand these things and know that there is a way to package your result or your success that it can be big, no matter how small it is. Visibility is key. If you are not visible, let me tell you, the proportion of the money you are going to make on this earth is tied to how visible you are. I want to repeat it again. The level of amount that will come your way is tied to how visible you are. If you are not visible, you cannot even maximize the potential God has put in your life. Because a lot of people will not even know you are there. So how will they come to you? So it is important you take it to heart that I have to be visible. You have to remove every other thing. Oh, is it that it makes me proud? Tell yourself, I'm not doing it. Motive is key. When you are trying to balance between Christianity and being visible, tell yourself, what's my motive? And I want to tell everyone sitting down in this class that once you want to sell your product to people, to convince people, you must understand that selling is actually helping people. I tell people, if somebody, a lot of people say, I've done structure before, it didn't work. I went to this class, it didn't work. And I will not tell them that, oh, now that you have come to my class and it has worked, if you cannot promote it and start telling people, then you are also affecting those that are going to be victim of those classes that did not work. So with that, you realize that selling is actually helping people. Now you sell a particular product, and a lot of people out there are selling fake of that brand. Now you are not promoting your product, but you are letting those selling bad product promote the product everywhere, and now you are complaining behind the door that, oh, they are selling fake. No, you are also doing something wrong by not promoting yourself. So when you begin to see visibility and selling from that perspective, then you know the reason why some of us go all out to ensure we put ourselves out there, to ensure people don't make mistakes. You keep telling people, because the truth is, until some people will make mistakes, some people will buy wrong things, until we come out as collective Christians to start talking about what we have, because we know we are selling quality and we are not selling anything that is below standard. Very important. Visibility is key. Be intentional about being visible. Let people know you exist. Let people know you are in that industry. If people don't know you exist, you can't make money. You can't. Your financial growth is tied to how visible you are. Before they think of any other thing, you have to be visible first. There is what we call the KLT factor. People will only buy from who they know, who they like, who they trust. But before they even come to that, they must know you first, which is visibility. You must be known. You need to be visible first for people to know, or I sell this thing. You have to begin to create strategy to say, okay, how do I become visible? I tell people, when I started telecom, I didn't have any money. So there is no how I would have done any flyers. I did not do any flyers because I didn't have the money. I just wanted to start business. So what I did was I did an handwritten flyer. What did I do? Simple step, and take your pen and write. I went around looking for my target audience. Whenever I meet my target audience, I begin to ask them questions. What are the problems you are facing in this industry? What are your challenges? What are the competitors, the people existing? What are they not doing? They will tell me. And I got 6 points, 6 solid points. And I told myself that this point, I'm going to solve it. To be sincere, I didn't have the money. Solving it was going extra mile. Solving it was stress for me. I won't lie to you. Because now one of it was lack of availability of product. The people, they don't always have product, and I don't have too much money to start now. And I've said I'm going to constantly have product. Constantly having product is me always going to restock. And I want to challenge you here. And when I started my business, I was actually 3 months pregnant already. So now taking that on me was serious. But I know that those that do things differently are the people that can succeed in business. Those that do things differently are the people that can win. And if you decide to do things the way every other person will do it, understand that you can't move forward. For instance, if I say, oh, I'm pregnant, so let me just wait, I can't do that. If you cannot give the extra, you cannot move. And for you to be among the 5% of your industry doing well, you must be ready to do the unusual, what everybody is running away from. What are people running away from your industry? What is the market gap? What are people refusing to attend to? Can you pick it up and solve it and start making noise about it and start creating visibility? A lot of you here have solved problem in your industry, but you refuse to talk about it. Oh, I don't want them to feel I'm proud about it. Oh no, that is not the way of God. The Bible says the children of the world understand this strategy more than us. We must understand that we cannot win like that. You will now see somebody else copying you. After you have created something, somebody else is copying you and is publicizing you. You're like, oh, I started it first. You started it first. Where did you create visibility for it? Did you make it known to anyone? Did you share it? Did you put it out there? No. So how do we give you the credit for starting it first? Please, if you are here, visibility is not bad. Create visibility, be all out. You have to even set systematic way of creating visibility. And how do you do a systematic way of creating visibility? You must add an ad budget. How much will I use for my visibility every month? Not that this month you did visibility, next week you say, it's too expensive. No, you are not planning like that. And we are here to plan well for next year. You must have budget to say, okay, maybe 10% of my profit for last month, I will use it as visibility cost for this month. You spread it into 30 days or you spread it into 20 days, depending if you don't work on weekend, then that's okay. Or you say, I will use maybe half of it for traditional visibility, and I will use another half for online visibility, or I'll use 70% and 30% for this other one. Then when the thing is consistent, I'm telling you, the result will definitely change. Because now, if they keep seeing your ad, they know that if it's 5,000 you have budgeted, or 100,000, depending on the profit you are making, you now realize that the thing will be consistent. At least in 30 days, the thing will continue to go. In the next month, February, it keeps up. So you are doing a systematic way of running ad, not just running ad based on convenience or based on, oh, I have money today, I don't have tomorrow. No, you have systemized it. Very important. And I need us to understand that being visible is biblical. Don't be scared about being visible. And so people will say, oh, I don't want to be visible because, and there are a lot of things that help you to also be visible. Number one, you have to be sensitive to the marketplace. You have to pay attention. You have to put your mind down. Be sensitive. And I tell people the major money I made in telecom was the fact that I was sensitive enough. And also, one of the things you need to be sensitive about right now is the CBN policy of going cashless from January 9th. You have to plan and say, oh, this policy, how does it affect my business? How can I maximize this opportunity? What am I going to do to ensure that this policy does not cause a pain to me, but it becomes a profitable policy to me? For me, that's how I see your policies. Policies of government comes with opportunity. And if you don't train your mind to see opportunity, the only thing you'll be seeing is problem. Oh, how will you do it now? This is difficult. No, anything you are complaining about that is difficult, there is opportunity around it. So look out for the opportunity and sit on it. One of the things that is going to be very, very important next year is the fact that if people are not paying cash, you'll be having a lot of traffic for bank collection. POS might not have network, and direct bank transfer will be the order of the day. So as business owners, depending on the size of your business, you must have structure in place where you can begin to delegate your bank transaction securely. I did not say delegate your alert. I said delegate your bank confirmation process. That's your real time. And there is a way you can delegate it that people will not steal your money. There is a way you can delegate it securely. So you don't have, because if you have a lot of people coming into your store and they are making payment and somebody is saying, wait, we have to confirm, madam is not here, or we have to check the alert, all those processes are going to be cumbersome. People will go to where there is speed, and you need to understand that speed is the new money. Speed is the reason why some organizations are not attracting sales. So people are too slow in their process. And when you are slow in your process, some of us will not buy from you. But when there is speed, so people will buy from you. So this is key and something you need to take to heart from next year, because a lot of people will lose customers while some will gain. So for those of us that will gain customers, because me, I'm part of those who gain customers. I don't know about you, but I'm part. And for those of us that will gain more customers, we have to plan. Okay, how will we collect money without delaying our customers? How do we get more money so that we don't get our money trapped down? For some of us that we don't have enough capital, using POS might not be an option, because POS take the turnaround times, it delays. How long will it take them to drop your pay for you to actually restock? So you can ask, okay, let me focus on direct transfer. But direct transfer, you need to have somebody dedicated to start doing confirmation, not you. And alert can be they can defraud you with alert. There are fake alerts out there, so you need to be very careful. So let's move to, don't fall victim of, I don't want to look desperate online. I don't want to be visible, so that people don't look at that I'm looking for money too much, because that is what it will seem like. Don't be don't even be, don't be a victim of that. Don't be desperate, but be consistent with your visibility plan. You have a plan. Oh, I'm going to go online this week, I'm going to do this. Don't be desperate, but be visible, because the truth is, I want you to understand that you don't have to be apologetic about wanting to make money. Wanting to make money is actually one of the requirement that God actually promised us. He said, go and be fruitful. Fruitful does not mean you should go and have only children. It also entails you be fruitful, have money. It's embedded in it. So you must understand this thing. So it's not just about us giving back to children alone, but it's also being fruitful regarding our businesses, and also being fruitful regarding what we do. So number 2 is actually systemize your new customer acquisition. You must learn to put system around your customer acquisition. And what is customer acquisition? Which way? How do you get customers to come into your business? How do you get customers to come into your business? Because even though you set a goal, you don't have customers, you don't have traffic, how do you intend to reach that goal? So you must set systems around your customer acquisition. So one of the customer acquisition is your lead generation. Lead generation is, how does people come to know about your business? Is it by referrals? Is it by ad on Instagram? Is it by flyers? Is it by how? So whichever way people come to know about your business, can you systemize it? It is only when you systemize it and document it for your staff, they can replicate the same result even when you are not there. So when you are not there, they will make sales. Some of us will say, oh, when I'm not in the office, my staff don't make sales. The reason is not because your staff don't want to make sales. The reason is because you are not, I need to work on this. I am part of those that, okay, thank you, amen, amen, amen. So you have to be very intentional about these things. It helps you a lot. You must, if you are on social media, there are easy ways, there are tools that you can use to systemize your lead generation or your advert. You must systemize it. In systemizing it, I've talked about having an ad budget, and it has to be systematic. Like, oh, this week I've spent 5,000, next week I'm spending 5K. It's not that you're going to be planning it, or you say, oh, I just want to spend from the money I have. No, it is money that is planned, which is money that we're saying, oh, if our profit is 100 naira, we're taking 100,000, I'm taking 10% of it, that's 10K. I'm going to use it to run ad next month. So it's easy for you to know what you are doing, and you can be so systematic. And I tell you, your 2023 can be the most fantastic 2023 for you. I tell people, I have never known a better year. My year keep getting better, because that's what God promised us. His promise is ever better. But sometimes when we realize that we don't have a year that is better than previous one, sometimes it is not God's fault at all, because these promises that God has given us, it is our part is key. And if you are not following the principles, you can't blame God, because God will not come down and do it for you. You have to follow his principles to actually have that total you can, so that you can experience the true experience of his promises. You cannot say, oh, I don't want to do this part, and you do this part and you think you will achieve it. No, it's not possible. You must be ready to do your part and be committed in it. So I talked about number 1. I want to be sure. Number 2, 3. Number 4. No, so please, high charges are very relative. So I think we're going to take question and answer at the end of this class so that I can help some people that are finding it difficult. High charges are very relative. So when it comes to coaching, I don't charge cheap. But when I was doing that business, the vision for that business was not for me to sell too high. So you must understand this. High charges is very relative depending on the industry you are, depending on what you want to achieve. Don't use somebody else's vision or somebody else's idea for your own. Sit down, calculate your cost. What do you want to do before you start setting prices? Please, let's be guided on that. So then number 4 is systemize and set financial goals. Systemize and set financial goals. This is very key in what we are discussing today because we are about to enter a new year. A lot of people will say, 2023, I'm going to make money. A lot of people say it, and at the end of the year, they have nothing to show for it. It's not a wish. It's not about you saying it. It's about you understanding the principles that make these things happen. If you don't deploy the principles, I'm telling you, you can just be there and you continue to run around the same thing and you are there and you're like, oh, I don't understand. But that's just the truth. You must understand the principle behind it. Number 1, be intentional about your day-to-day activities. As business owners, understand that we don't get paid for activities. We get paid for results. So you go into your store today, you clean up everywhere, you do everything, and you don't make sales. That day, you are not paid. It's not that you should not do it, but you are not paid for it. You are paid for result. Business is an intellectual sport that you need to understand that, you have to be able to leverage on that. Some of us are, it's not everyone. At a point, your business can start with only you. As you begin to grow, you realize that the time you want to use to be sweeping your store can be assigned to somebody that you pay lesser amount, and you focus on income generating activities. If you want to meet your goals, you need to understand that, what are the income generating activities in my business? Then you have to write also, what are the sources of income to this business? You have to write it down. What are the income? What do we do now that will bring money to this business? You write it down. What are the channels that bring in money to this business? You write the sources down. Then you begin to understand, where am I going to pay attention to? You can't just be doing everything, because let me tell you, you don't get paid for activities. You get paid for results. It is only result. It is only when customer comes and buy a product from you and pay you, that is when you, as the business owner, you have results in that sense. But for your staff, for sitting in the office, for opening the store that day, you are going to pay them. You don't have a choice. But for you, you are paid based on results. So I tell business owners, as your business begins to grow, you start taking your attention away from operational issues. You can structure it and they will deliver it as you want it. A lot of people say, my staff cannot do it the way I want it. It's a lie. If you systemize it properly, it can be done. It can be done. You have to now pay attention to systemize it in a very detailed way. You don't rush it, detail it down. They will get it. And if they cannot get it, then you change your staff. That means the people you have there, they are not competent enough. That's the two things. It's either you systemize it or you get competent. But a lot of us are quick to say, my staff cannot do it. But most time I realize that it is not the staff issue. It's actually people not putting system in place. You can't be telling giving instruction verbally to your staff and think they will remember all. No, you have to learn to start documenting the process, documenting it, and you have to be committed to that process than your staff for it to be done. Not that you think, you should know it. A lot of time when we say we think you should know it, you are trying to say the school you went to school for 4 years, you get a school cert that have not gone to school before, and you think you should know everything. How? It's even unfair to say the person should know it, because the person cannot know it. But when you document the processes, the person can pick from there and now know, this is how to do it. And that's just the fact. I've had school staff that have trained, they are even balancing accounts and it's working well, that some graduates cannot do, because I have decided to teach them that. So we need to understand it. So in setting your goals, something is very critical, and I take this particular setting goals, I call it the good steward principles, and it was postulated by me. I got that concept from Matthew 25, talking about the story of the talent. And I realized that when the Lord gave one talent, he gave another one two, and he gave another one five. At the end of the year, when the master came, the two that were faithful servants, they have already doubled what was given to them. They have already doubled what was given to them. So my good steward principle postulate that you have the capacity to actually make whatever your business is currently worth every year minimum. You have the capacity to make, like now, if your business is valued at 20 million, you have the capacity to make that 20 million that year. And that is not the maximum, minimum, excluding I paid rent, I paid staff. Some of us, you say, I don't have enough money. I paid my staff. I bought fuel. No. Please don't add that to this conversation, because if you go back to Matthew 25, because Bible is our yardstick. At least I'm in a kingdom gathering, so I can share freely. Bible is our yardstick, and when you go back there, you realize that they did not ask that, oh, Father Lord, I paid for the store I was selling. No, they did not say I bought clothes for my children. No, they are saying this is what is retained. The person that had 5 it now became 10. The person that had 1 now became 2. So there is no form of I paid rent, I bought clothes, I bought air. No, they did all that, and they still have, they were still able to produce the same amount minimum. And I can tell you at this point that this thing is something I've practiced over the years, and it's very possible. If you can just pay attention to some of the things I'm saying, you must have a goal. You must know, what do I want to have at the end of this year? How much do I want to retain at the end of this year? What exactly do I want to make at the end of this year? So I always say, now that you have 10 million at the end of the year, you've done your calculations. Oh, I closed the year with 10 million. That means I have to make 10 million minimum next year. And I'm not telling you it's the maximum. So let me give you an example again. I started my telecom business with 600,000, 2016 years ago. That was 2006. And in a year, I grew it to 3 million naira. Can you tell me that is double? That is not even double. That is times 5. Times 5. And despite the fact that I had not understood financial management at that time, I was wasting my money. I was wasting money. But yet, I was able to retain times 5. 600 divided by 3 million, that's 5 times. So now I was robbed. They took away everything. And now started all over again. At this time, I didn't have a dime. I started with 0 naira, using other people's money, which I call OPM, to trade. And for you to use OPM, you must have built your integrity in your industry. It can be done, but you need to build your integrity. Now that I'm using OPM, in 2 years, I was able to raise 20 million naira from 0. Now, how many percentage do you want to call that? How many percentage do you want to call that? Is 0? Is it 20 million percent? It does not have percentage, though, from 0. So please, because what you have in your mind can limit your results. What you carry into 2023 can be an obstacle to your mind. It can be an obstacle. And I remember I went to pick stock sometimes when I still had cash. And I got there, I saw a young lady drove in. She came to buy stock worth 20 million. And she was just saying, oh, young lady, very young than me. I was like, how can this young lady have this kind of money? God, I need to have this money. So I want to be able to buy product and be happy. So I didn't know when I said it out, where I was standing, and people were laughing. They're like, Madam Nancy, don't worry, your own will come. So I just went back. I started praying. I said, Father Lord, I sowed a seed for that. I sowed seed. I said, God, I want to have 20 million capital. I sowed seed for that purpose, and I continue to do my business. And let me tell you, today I talk about, I know I started with mindset, and this is what I wanted to say. When I saw that thing, when I was able to see that somebody had 20 million, I conceived it in my mind. I can do it. And immediately I conceived it, I first of all go and sow a seed to it. Say, Father Lord, I'm sowing a seed. This 20 million, I must have it. I won't lie to you. 2 years later, when I got to 20 million capital, I have forgotten that I actually dreamt that I'm going to have 20 million. So dreaming is reality. I'm begging you all. If you can dream it, you can get there. If you can see it, you can achieve it. Sometimes when people are teaching you, say, oh, they are motivational speaker, oh, they've not done business, they are just talking. All what they are saying is true. Oh. What your pastor is saying every day is true. It's not anything motivational. Me, I'm an embodiment of those things. They are reality in my life. I sit down in church, pastors are preaching, I'm like, this thing happened to me. Let me help you to testify and tell them it's true. These things work, but you must be committed to these principles. Dreaming can become your reality. You start dreaming like, oh, I want to be a billionaire. You will just be shocked how it will come. You will be so shocked. But dreaming without work, it won't take you anywhere. As you dream, then you need to start putting in the work. That's why I started with you, understanding your lead generation. How do you make sales? How do you understand those things? So that you can know that after setting goals, some things will happen. So I remember, to be sincere, my first goal, I got to that 20 million. I was happy, I was doing well. But the first time I was going to set goal was actually MTN promo, when they gave us target, and I didn't know. I did not have that. I never believed that I could ever sell products worth 300 million. I didn't even believe it. I didn't know. Not that I didn't believe it. I did not know. I didn't think towards that. And I realized a lot of people are in that place. They are not thinking of their business being big because they are not seeing it. And I'm speaking to you today. No matter the business you are doing, you have the capacity to grow wealth in it. No matter the business. Because I've worked with for my online course now, I've worked with over 300 people, and I can tell you, these things work for any business. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. If you can see it, you can get there. If you can conceive it, you can get there. So don't ever let anything hold you back from dreaming. Imagination is a powerful tool that God has created for us. If you go back to the Bible, when they wanted to build the Tower of Babel, and they said, if you read it very well, if you read that story very well, and it said the Lord came to check. If you read it, and he said he came to check that who is building this structure. God did not say who is dreaming. In their thoughts, God has seen it as something that was achieved before they put different tongues in their mouth, and the whole thing scattered, and they could not achieve it. So I realized that once you dream and you can conceive it, it is already a reality in the spiritual realm. It is just for you to perform your part on earth and make it a reality. And I'm telling you, these things work. They work like fire. They are working, and they will continue to work because they are kingdom principles that nobody can change. So when I did that, I achieved that. When I set my goal, I was like, oh God. And one thing with financial, a lot of people don't set financial goals. They just said, go, I want to be my business. They set normal business goal. I want my business to be this in the next few years. I want us to have a building. I want to be in 14 states. I agree. Because when I thought my goal setting, I thought about 7 areas you should set goals on. But for this purpose, financial goals is the top of it all. Is the top of it all. Because without financial goal, you can't even execute other goals. You cannot execute other goals without financial goal. So understand that. How do you set financial goals? I'd like to call it the good steward principles, which is postulated by me, courtesy of Matthew 25, reading the story of the talent. I can never stop reading that story. Anytime I read that story, I get new ideas, new insight, new revelation consistently. So now, when you set your goal, there is a drive it gives you. You cannot even sit down. There is something within you that begins to put everything together to tell you have to move. Something has to be done. I'm telling you. But the truth is, some people set goals, but they don't even know what to do. Number one, after setting your goals, it is important that you break your goals into monthly milestone. That's if you have set a goal for the year. So for this year, I have 12 million, so I want to make 12 million in 2023. And I'm saying break it into monthly milestone. You have 1 million every year. Now, from 1 million, break it into weekly milestone. You divide the 1 million by 20. I normally like you to use 20 days. Even though you sell Saturday and Sunday, don't worry. Let that be part of it. It will add to it at the end of the day. Then you move to daily milestone. Daily milestone is, every day, how much should I sell? Nwokolo Chinedu, oh, good. God used Coach Nancy to take my pizza and shawarma business to start making multiples of millions. Thank you. Thank you. That is one of the success story that I've gotten from my class. So one thing you have to understand is, number one, set your goal. Know that this goal that I'm setting is actually achievable. Don't be the one saying, it cannot work. A lot of you set goals, but you yourself don't believe in your goals. And when you don't believe in your goal, you have also killed the goal from becoming a reality. But set a goal and begin to beg God to help you to even accept your goal. Like, Father Lord, strengthen me, because you need to take out fear. Because let me tell you something, fear is the territory of Satan. Get it again. When you are so much afraid, you are staying within the territory of Satan. Because the territory of Christ is actually of faith. Of faith. You must have that faith that this thing can work. That's the territory. Because without faith, you can't even achieve it. So you must begin to help yourself. For some of us that are naturally pessimistic, naturally negative, you have to beg God to say, Father Lord, strengthen me. I believe this is possible. Help me to see it. Begin to pray about it. Because you need to also see it that it's possible so that you can actually break it down. So when setting goals, I've said it, use the good steward principle to set your goals. And once you set your goals, how do you set your goals? Let me make it clear again. Whatever, a lot of you people might not be able to ascertain what is your current net worth because you are not even on top of your numbers. You are not checking your books. You don't know what you have. You don't know how much you have in your business. So you don't even know. So you cannot even say, oh, I am worth this amount. And the truth is, when you don't know how much you have, if they are stealing from you, you cannot know. So you can't check anything. And the truth is, one of the tools that will help you even get your business right is your finances. So if your finances is not right, what else will be right? If your finances is not right, there's problem. Big one. So now, once you can know, oh, this is my total, because the truth is, if you know your total financial, your total current net worth as at the end of this year, you can tell yourself, I can make that amount for the next year. And I'm saying it again, that is minimum, not maximum. The one I shared, I made times 5. The second one, that's about 20 million percent. How do you want to calculate it? So God is saying that is just the minimum, not the maximum. So it is important to take that. Once you now know, oh, this is what I want to make this year, break it into monthly milestone, break it into weekly milestone, break it into daily milestone. And once you break it into daily milestone, let's do a practical class so that I can actually help people to actually move. When you break it into weekly milestone, I say divide by 20. You have 50,000, no, 1 million divided by 20. So it's 50,000. Oh, good. So you have 50,000 naira profit to make every week for you to make. No. I'm so sorry. Weekly. So sorry. Thank God I did calculation. I'm missing it. So when we say weekly milestone, divide by 4. The first one is your weekly milestone, divide by 4. 1 million divided by 4, which is 250 every week. That means you need to make profit of 250 every week. This profit we are talking about is retained profit, not including expenses, not any other thing. The profit that you are going to retain. Very clear. Then you divide this weekly by 5, you are going to get daily, which is the 50,000. That means you need to make 50,000 naira profit every day. So now, if you sell a product, maybe you sell a dress, and that dress, you buy the dress for maybe 20,000 and you sell it for maybe 40,000. I don't know, I'm just giving an example. That's about 50%. That's your profit is 20,000. So if you do 20,000 divided by this 50,000, you are going to sell 2.5 clothes. That means if you sell 3 clothes a day, you have met your milestone of your retained profit. Now, you now need to add up, okay, what are my costs? What are the costs that I'm you now begin to add up, what are my costs? Oh, okay, so if your cost is maybe, for instance, your cost is maybe your daily cost, monthly cost can be any amount. Maybe I want to break it down to daily. Maybe your total cost is actually 300,000. And if you do 300,000 times 300,000 divided by maybe 30, or divided by 20, you get 10. So if you add it up, it will be 60,000. So your cost is in a month is 300,000 plus the profit you want to make, which is 1.3. If you add it together and divide by 20, you're supposed to add your cost, so that, because if you do if you add your cost, you realize that you are making you need to make 60,000 naira every day. So every day when you make 100, you know you are doing very well. When you make 150 profit, you know. And how do you measure it? You just say, oh, 60 divided by 20,000 profits. That means you need to sell 3 of your dresses every day. So your goal is to sit down that, how do I ensure 3 of these dresses go out of my store every day? Then you multiply by 5. You say, I need to sell 15 dresses every week. How do I ensure that 15 dresses leave my store every week? Or how do I render 15 services to people? For me now, how do I ensure I get people to register for my course, minimum of 3 every day? That's about 1 million naira for me. If I get since I'm doing promo, if I get 4 or if I get 5 daily, and I will get, so as at today now, I know I've gotten about 3 people that have registered for my course already. I know as at before I came online, I came here, I've gotten 3. So that's already, I have that 600 coming, that has come in for today, not the one that came in yesterday, because people still register there. So you need to understand this thing, and it is only when you know, you can begin to talk to your Father in heaven. Father Lord, I need one more person, let somebody show up. But when you are just praying, Father Lord, give me money, God don't understand what you are saying. You can be clear, you can be very detailed and say, Father Lord, as I go to my store today, I need your help, at least minimum of 5. Then you now begin to do your work. Bring out your phone. Who are the people that will buy from you? Let me tell you, some of these things, making money is not mystical. Making money is not mystical, like, oh, it's from heaven. No, they are just simple principles that you can adopt, and you start making good money. Good money that you'll be telling yourself, God, is it this kilishi I'm selling that is giving me this money? You self will be asking yourself. Because me, I used to ask myself that, is it this recharge card that I'm selling that is giving me this money? One day my husband said, this your money is too much. Is it this recharge card? There was a day I said it before. I talked about sensitivity, but I didn't want to explain too much because I wanted to keep up time, but I can share it now. There was a day, whenever any product is about to go up, I don't know, the Holy Spirit just whispered to me in my dream or something. I'll just hear Glow, I'll just hear MTN, I'll just hear one thing. And once I hear it, I'll tell my people, put an hold on this product. I need to get clarity of what is happening. So on this particular day, I got an information. God is in the specifics. Yes, I get that direction, and I was like, MTN is going to be more expensive, and the prices go up, and we needed to stock up. So I took all my capital, I bought a lot of it, and I stock up. So the next morning, I called my supplier. They said the new price is this price. So I had to change my price. So I was in my store selling. Hey, as I was selling, I was dancing. From 200,000, my profit moved to 300,000, 400, 1 million. In a day, I was screaming. Because me, I'm inside the office. My staffs are selling. As they are selling, me, I'm there. I'm refreshing profit. I'm 1 million, 1 million. I was screaming. I started calling my husband. Hey, one day, Jesus, and then I've not seen money itself. So I was screaming like, hey, this is real. So let me tell you, these things helps you to connect with opportunities. When you set goals, you now open your eyes is now clearer to what can happen around you. What do I need to pay attention to? Let me tell you something. The business in your hand. Some of you are saying, I want to change my business next year. I'm not saying don't change, don't add more. But the business in your hand has capacity to build wealth. It is only you have to pay attention to those things that will create wealth for you. I remember one of my students is here, Wokolo. He has been typing. Coach Nancy helped me. I started making multiples of millions from my shawarma business. Hey, and this shawarma business is not in Lagos, so it's not in Lagos. It's in Auchi, and they are making millions. See, God can turn around your life with anything, but you have to be committed to his ways, the way things are done. God can turn around. Business is one of the tools that God has created to change our lives. And if you don't pay attention to what needs to be done, some people, they come to class and they decide on what they want to do and what they don't want to do. And I can't force you to do it. I was actually telling, I said, the reason why you have so much result, you are committed to implementing as we are teaching you. But some people, they come into class, they decide that I will not do this one. And they come to say, I've attended class before, I'm not getting results. Are you implementing what they are teaching you? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Have you implemented all what has been taught? Because if you don't implement what has been taught, you can't get the results. You cannot get it. Our God is not a God of magic. He's not a magician. You have to be ready. Oh God. I was reading the Bible and he said, I don't want to go towards that area because that area talks more about giving, so that somebody is not saying Cassie is preaching giving. But the truth is, the Bible is too complete. It's a very complete episode, complete book, very complete. It has everything that you are looking for. What are you looking for is inside it. And the truth is, a lot of people come to class and say, I can't do this, or this cannot work for me. They have not tried it, or they should even ask question, how can I relate this with my own? If you don't know how to do it, no, they won't do that. They will just say it cannot work. They will zero their mind and they continue to be in that low. And I tell you, we need more Christians to be wealthy so that we can have a bigger voice. If a lot of us have money, we will talk. When I'm talking online now, I post about tithing, people will come and argue. I will answer them, hello, sorry, do you know where I'm coming from? I'm telling you my story. What's wrong with you? They will keep quiet because I have a story to share. But now, if you don't have enough money, you have not grew, you don't have money in your bank account, when you want to type, you ask yourself, like, this thing I want to even say, I don't have proof. So I need you to be wealthy so that you can have a lot of us rooting for God, rooting for the kingdom. Yes. Because when you have it, you are fearless. You know that this thing, I have it. There's nothing like story. I have my result. I have my proof. So when somebody is coming to tell you my Zuckerberg, you tell them, go and sit down. This is my story. I don't know any about other person. A lot of people have different things that they worship at the back of their in their room. I don't know about it, but I'm telling you what has worked for me. And everybody will be silent and get away from your post and go and sit down and stop dragging kingdom stuff anyhow. When they come to you, they know this conversation is non-negotiable because you have things to tell them and you have proof. So your proof is needed by you, your proof is needed by God, your proof is needed by the Christian community, your proof is needed by me. I tell my students a lot, if you succeed, I've succeeded. Because if I teach you and you implement, the success come back to me. When I say, this person, she started, I remember this Wokolo, thank you so much for coming into this class. I remember when she contacted me in 2021, June, she said, I cannot pay for the class, and the class was just 80,000. She said, I don't have the money. He said, Coach Nancy, I don't have the money. I said, go and look for the money any which way. Because I believe that if you don't pay, you will not pay attention. She went to look for money. The same business that she has been running for 2 years, that was not yielding, that will pay only staff salary and nothing will be left. That same salary, she went through the first module, and that same business, gave paid salary and was able to retain 1 million naira. First month, 30 days, she started screaming. Then she did the second month, that was July. She did August, and that same business that was not retained 2.5 million. She said, no, this is more than me. I have to call Coach Nancy. I need to speak to her. I need to come to her class. And that was how. Yes, if you don't pay, you won't pay attention. So some of these free things, people don't pay attention. They will just come and they will go. But when you pay money, your eyes will be very clear to do it and say, this thing I need to do it. Because you paid money and you pay money heavily. I don't charge small. Me, I don't even know how to collect small money. So I'm here now. I'm telling you, I don't know how to collect money. My mouth has tear because maybe where I'm coming from, I don't know how to collect small money. So you understand that she did, and she was like, I need to speak to Coach. She had to pay for one-on-one session. She said, I just came to tell you that my life has changed. I'm now a millionaire. I can't believe it. That's what you came to say. I said, okay, as you have came to share that, you came in to share that, I'm going to share more with you. And that's why I give you that insight. Do this more, do like this. You can add more this, you can do this. And do you know that your business can actually be a franchise? And she said, Coach, I can't believe it. I said, yes, your business can be a franchise. To the glory of God, January this year, she moved into a 4-bedroom office. 4-bedroom office. Somebody that was, And she was like, coach, I never believed I can ever pay for my office space of 1 point something million. I was thinking people that do it, they were crazy. Like, how can you pay that money? Instead of you to go and rent, instead of you to go and buy a land, you are paying 1 point something million. She moved in. I told her, you have to do it. You have to standardize it. She did. Her sales, profits skyrocket to another level. Now, she has, I believe by now she would have paid for the asset. She's moving into a permanent site. Somebody that did not have 80,000, all to the glory of God. What are we saying? God said, I am the one that giveth the power to get wealth, so that you can establish my covenant. It's not for only you, it's for the covenant. The covenant is the kingdom. And I tell people, I come online to, I'm like, I want to scream and tell people, this thing is not that difficult. They look simple as I'm sharing it. Follow it one after the other, and you'll be so amazed that these things work. Another person shared with me recently. I did a live video with her on my page. She came to share it live. Say, coach, I don't want to come on you. I don't want people to look at me. I want to still be making my money. I said, there's no problem. But along the line, she had to vomit and said, coach, after the first month, this business was owing. At the end of the month, I will not be able to pay vendors. I'll be owing vendors. I'll be asking myself, where is this money? But I'm making sales. After the month, coach, after paying all the vendors, I was not owing anybody. I had 4 million naira retained profits. He said, coach, my account has millions. Coach, you are raising multi-millionaire people. I have millions. That is the story. Please, I pray for you today, by the hand of God, by the Almighty Father in heaven, that your story will change for good in 2023. As you begin to step in, there are still a lot of days ahead of us in 2022. God Almighty will step into your case, and He will open your eyes that you may be able to see what is holding you back. For some of us, I made a post recently and I said there are some people that will remain broke even in the next few years, in the next year, just because they refuse to pay attention to some things. Refuse to pay attention to things. Money is not like mystery. You can make money, but you just have to understand numbers. Numbers is the key. You must understand numbers. I want to make 10 million now. The same way I've told you, if I want to make 10 million, I tell myself, well, Nancy, you want to make 10 million, or divide it by for in a month. So me, I'm not talking of a year now. I've taught you. Me, I want to make maybe 10 million in a month. I'm saying, oh, 10 million, I do divided by 20. So I should make 500K every day. I should make 500K every day. So I now start to sink down to think, what will I do to make 500K? What will I do? And that was how I was able to make that sales. And the first day of that, my transaction, I didn't meet the target. I was like, oh, God, it didn't work. I just sold. I needed to sell 3 million at that day, but it didn't work that day. Yes, it didn't work. I was just thinking, Father, Lord, help me. How do I meet this thing? How do I meet it? And at the end of the day, I could not sleep, because your goals will keep you awake. Your goals will keep you awake. And if your goals is not keeping you awake, it is not big enough. That means you are setting goals that you are more than. Your goals will keep you awake. Your goals will keep you thinking. Your goals will keep you talking to God. Your goals will keep you, I'm telling you, having conversation with God. Like, you will pray, you will see. I woke up, I will say, God, how will I meet this goal? How can I meet this thing? An idea just drop. As I talk about tithing a lot, so because from there, God has given me a lot of divine. Tithing alone will not give you money. You just have to ship it in. It will not give you money, but it will give you insights. It will give you opportunity. It will give you strategies. It will give you ideas of what to do, and it will give you favor, unusual kindness, unusual acceptance, and unusual access. That's what tithing will give you. If you are consistent, it's not you pay tithe today, tomorrow you are not paying. This tithing thing, if I want to teach, I say I want to even teach it on YouTube one day. I want to sit down and teach business owner, so that you don't continue to start again. This year you started, at the end of the year, I don't have anything. Next year again, I don't have anything. What is it? That is not the promise of God over your life. You can start and begin to retain. I used to ask people, how does multinationals have money? When you hear multinationals, they are worth billions, trillions. And I was asking myself, recently, I invested in a particular organization. I bought their shares. I bought one 50%. I bought the other one 30%. And I'm asking myself, I didn't have money before. But I started business and I followed the principles of God, and I was able to raise my business from zero into money. It's zero. Somebody will now come and tell me, tithing, it has to be consistent tithing. Maybe they've not put it. The consistency has to be behind it. You cannot pay tithe today and not pay tomorrow and think, oh, no, consistency. We must understand this thing as godly people, because devourer is everywhere. What wants to take your money is opening his mouth everywhere, and you'll be thinking it's normal. Even though the Bible says in this world there will be tribulation, it did not say you must constantly be losing money, and it must not say you must constantly be investing your money into sickness. No, some of these things you have to do it by faith. And I tell people, if you're a Christian, two things is very important in your success, especially financial success: financial management and faith. And faith is you. Tithing is you trusting God. When you tithe, you are trusting God to say, Father, Lord, I trust you that you cannot disappoint. You claim you love God, but you can't pay tithe. Then what love do you have? You claim you love God, and a little thing, God is giving you direction, you can't do it. Well, let me tell you something. I think my time is about to be up, but let me share this story. I started tithing at the age of 19. My first salary was 3,000, and my first tithe was 300 naira. And I started paying that tithe. I was just like, I was just paying it. And one of the deception we have is, oh, my money is small, so if I pay tithe now, the money will not be enough. Oh, it's the deception from the pit of hell. Me that I was paying 300 naira for my tithe, I was still able to send myself to school. Whereas some people that did not pay, they were still struggling. So when I started working, it now became a norm. And when I started paying tithe in millions, I never saw it as anything. Let me tell you something that we need to understand. In the kingdom, let me tell you, today you have to decide that, oh, who is your source? Is God your source? Or hey, there is spirituality in the business world, though. There is spiritual. I don't like. Is the fact today. When we are on Instagram, we are on in the corporate where everybody is prim and proper. We are looking cool. Or everybody, they don't talk, but there is spiritual. Everybody has their altar, and the altar you service, everybody has different altar. Some people, they have double altar. They know what they are doing. But if your altar is God, then you need to follow the principles of the kingdom. If not, don't go and say, oh, this person is not tithing. Do you know how much they are paying on their altar? Do you know how much sacrifice they are placing on their altar that you are saying they are not tithing? So you need to understand this thing. And I tell you, you need to choose whether you want to make money the kingdom way or the Babylon way. The Babylon way does not mean you are going to devil. No. Because the kingdom way, principles must be activated. Godly principles, kingdom principles must be activated. If you are doing it the Babylon way, no problem. Don't pay tithe. Continue to spend all your money. It is fine. But if you say you want to go the kingdom way, then your tithing is key. There are so many things I just dive into that. So I talked about goal setting. And still talking on that goal setting, you must track your progress monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and yearly. Excuse me, I like to say this a lot. A lot of multinationals understand collective wisdom, but small business owners, they always think of money more than collective wisdom. Oh, I don't have money to spend. I don't have money to pay. No. You will see a multinational that have very brilliant MD. Hey, their MDs are brilliant. If you have conversation with them, you will know that their MDs are brilliant, because I actually sit on a board. I sit on a board of a financial institution, and I realized that their MDs are so brilliant, but yet they have board of directors that comes in every quarter, look at their books, tell them this is the way forward, do it this way. Everybody comes with different ideas. What they are paying you for on the board is your wisdom, what you can add. It's not about your face. It's just they see that, oh, you've done well, come and add something. You have something to add. So as small business owner, in your own little way, try and inculcate that into your business. And how do you inculcate it as small? You might not have money for normal board of directors, but you can have money for what I call accountability partner. And there are criteria in picking accountability partner. Number one, your accountability partner must be financially inclined. Financially inclined. Number two, your accountability partner must not be your spouse, because your spouse will pamper you. Your spouse will just say, oh, sorry. No, they can't be your spouse. They have to be people that can actually tell you the truth to your face. They can scold you and tell you, no, this business has the capacity. My student will say, coach, when she said the first time, I told coach, I made 2.5. Coach said, very good, but you can always make more. I was like, is coach never know enough? I said, no, because you have to continue to grow. If you think, you have to grow continuously. And the truth is, until you see it, you can't know. And I realized, I was having conversation with her, and I was shocked. She said, Coach, my goal for next year is 50 million. I said, that is it. You have gotten the spirit. Somebody that didn't have 80,000 in 2021 June now is telling me that my goal for next year is 50 million. I say, you have caught the spirit. You have caught the thing. You have caught it already. And the truth is, she can achieve it. And some people say, is it not just shawarma? Yes, a shawarma that God has blessed is different from an ordinary shawarma. A shawarma of somebody that is not seeing well is different from a shawarma of somebody that is seeing well. Somebody selling air that is seeing well, that God has helped, is different from somebody that is just selling. Some people, they are making so much sales on Instagram. Go and check them. They are owing seriously. They are in debt. So it's not everybody you see, oh, their store look beautiful, and it's not everybody that have the real wealth. So don't say, but that person is not playing tight. The person is in debt. Do you know it? Don't be saying what you don't know. Somebody is in debt and is online flaunting. So you must understand that this piece, if you say, I love God, God, I love you, I trust you, then trust him with everything. And I love this particular quote in the Bible when God said that he's going to do everything for Abraham. Genesis 26 or so. That he's going to swear with his, like God is going to swear that in blessing I will bless him, in multiplication I will multiply him. The day I saw that thing, I went to research what did Abraham did that made God said that. And God said, because Abraham is committed to my principles, to my chair, that means he does what I want, he follow my principles. I'm like, oh, that's why God gave. Then I want to be that person that God is saying, Nancy, I swear that I will bless you. In blessing, I will bless you. And I want to be that person. And to be sincere, God has helped me. So you can be that person. Don't let anybody tell you less. Don't let anybody tell you less. People don't see. There are some conversations that when you have it with yourself, you don't need to discuss it with people, because people are just there to discourage you. Some people are just there to say, why will you do this? Why will you do that? They are there. Try it yourself and be consistent this year. Let this new year be your new leaf and start implementing, and you see what God can do for you. Don't forget, you must constantly measure your progress. There are simple tools, there are simple templates that you can use to measure your progress. I can't share it anymore. I have just 2 minutes to go. So you have to measure your progress on a monthly basis. What have I done? Did I achieve my goal? Did I not? So what did I do well? What will I stop doing? What will I continue doing so that I can achieve more? I think I will stop at this number. I actually have 12 points, but I can't go ahead because I need to actually constantly break it down. And thank you so much. My 1 hour 30 minutes is up. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. What a class. What a section. Let's give it up to Nancy Nandi. Let's give it up to her. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Oh my God. This is just an eye-opening session. A whole lot. A whole lot. I told you guys that we are here to unlearn, learn, and relearn, right? I'm sure that our journal is filled up. Mine is filled up. Like, seriously. A whole lot. And Nancy Nadi, thank you so much on behalf of all the partners and Business
Thank
Women
you, Ma.
Kingdom Network. We are saying thank you. We appreciate you. I mean, this is a whole lot. A whole lot. We are not going to take this for granted. Okay. Thank
I
you
don't know if
so
they have
much.
questions.
Let
Do they have questions? Or there's no time
Yes,
for
we are
that?
going to be asking questions. No, there is time for that. We're going to be asking question. I don't know if you have a question. Please, can you send it to the group? If you're on Telegram, please send it to Telegram. If you're on YouTube, please send in your question. If you have any question, you can type it. If you're on the Telegram, please send it there. If you are on YouTube, you can also put it up on the comment section. I'm going to read it out.
Okay. Thank you, Pastor PD. Thank you so much. I can see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so
I
much.
mean, she said a whole
Yeah,
lot.
it's back.
She said a whole lot. As we keep sending in our question, maybe on the Telegram hub, please send in your questions. Let me just do a recap of what she said this evening.
Yeah.
You need, number one is our mindset. She said mindset is everything. That is key. Like everything she has said, like seriously, everything starts from your mindset. If it's not like, spiritual, everything you see on earth is created twice. It's first of all
Yeah.
created spiritually or mentally, then physical or materially. Okay. So if you are not able to create it in your mind, you cannot see it. It will materialize. If you are not able to create it in your mind, and you can't even create it when your mind is when it's filled with junk and negativity, it can't work. And again,
Yeah.
what we need to understand is there are a lot of times that your mind is seeing 1 million, but your mouth is talking 200,000. It has to
God bless
align.
you. God bless
It
you.
has to align. It has to align. We are praying, God, I need this. We are even setting it as a goal. But in our hearts, it's 100,000 that is there. But we have set 50 million. It can't work. You see yourself struggling, you bounce back to that 100,000 because that is as far as you can see. That is the only thing you
Thank
can
you.
see. When God told Abraham, look up as far as you can see. And that
So
is
have
the
I given.
same instruction he's giving to us. As far as you can see, it is whether in your finance, business, relationship, spiritual, everything, in all areas of your life. Don't limit yourself. Just clear
Yeah.
this mind, clear it, and have an open mind. Let it flow. Take out every limitations. Take out every limitation. I mean, this class tonight, Nancy Nadi, thank you so much. She said, understand yourself as a person. If you don't understand yourself, you won't be able to move. You can't move if you don't understand yourself. You can't move. When your mind is right, you need to understand yourself. In fact, without understanding yourself, you can't hear. Hear will not be complete. You can't move. You can't move. There is no way you will move. And that is focus. She talked about focus, visibility. I mean, she said a whole lot. She talked about speed. And speed is the new currency. That is true.
Yeah.
A lot of people, our clients are time conscious. Once you're not giving them what they want at that particular time, they move up to the next available customer, next available
Yeah.
vendor, and you miss out that cash. Your money will be going into some other person's pocket. It's not here. We're not here. Those partners are not here, right? We know how to go for our money and we get it, right? Then systemize how to get your new customers acquisition. How to get in your new customers always. Lead generation. Where do you generate your lead? It depends on the social media platform you use or any platform at all. But make sure you generate lead and not just generation. Follow up,
Yeah.
not just generating them. Follow up, okay? Then setting goals. I mean, this class, Nancy Nandi, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Question.
Let's give
Yeah.
it up
Question.
to her. We have
Yeah. Thank.
questions already.
Yeah.
Can you see them?
Yes. How do I
Okay.
grow my business?
What what are the criteria for
No,
business
the
growth?
first
That's
one
number
is
one.
there. No, the first one is that one is the last one. You are reading from the last. The first one is how do I grow my business when I always run out of capital because I support the O with what I make and I am not accountable. God bless you. This is supposed to be my next point, but I could not go ahead. So I will use it to explain the point. Is actually separating your personal finance from your business finance. It is key, especially for every female entrepreneur in house. This is very difficult, but you have to do it for yourself. If not, you keep starting all over again. And the truth is, you will still be the victim that will be attacked that, oh, you don't know how to do business. You don't know how to run business. I've given you money 4 times and the money is not seen. And sometimes you can come up to say, but I'm spending it at home. But a lot of you don't have evidence. You have to wise up. You have to wise up and know what to do. In terms of, let me give an example. When I started my business years back, so I had 600,000. I started growing my business, but I was always conscious of writing my I love numbers a lot. So I accounting, I studied banking and that. So I was always checking. So, and to be sincere, my husband was not, he did not say he was not going to give me housekeep money anymore. He didn't say that. But as a woman, unconsciously, I just go to my business, buy everything I want to cook from month to month. I'm not asking. And he too, he left me now. I was doing everything. So at the end of the first month, I calculated my profit. I realized that 500K is gone. I said no. I was very mad. I went back to bring the books and I said, do you know I've spent 500K at home this month? My mother was like, where did you spend it? I almost cried. I'm like, what? Did you eat all the meat I was buying and all that? You know, sometimes for some of us, we want to prove a point like, oh, I'm also doing well. Please don't prove point with your business capital. So that's one. So another thing I now decided to do was to say, okay, I will start writing. And so even though sometimes I forget to pick, at the end of the month, my software will tell me the total and I will print it and go and give him. Hello, sir, this is what I spent this month. So my husband knew that I am that accountable. So, and I said, no, I can't be spending my money because so what would I advise you if you are here? Number one, separate yourself from your business. And how do you separate yourself from your business? You have to pay yourself a certain salary every month. Or you have to agree to tell yourself that every month I'm going to earn this particular commission. I have an ebook on Pay Yourself Guide, and that ebook, I actually did it out there for free. So if you are here, you can go to the link in my bio on Instagram at Coach Nancy Nadi. Look at Pay Yourself Guide, download it, read it, and determine your salary and start paying yourself from today. Don't even wait. Like once you ascertain the amount your salary is supposed to be, once the month ends, a lot of us fall victim of, oh, why will I pay myself a certain money when my business need money? It's a total deception from the pit of hell. Because whether you need money or not, you will still spend more than. If you don't pay yourself, you will spend more than the limit. But when you pay yourself, you have put a boundary around you and your business. For instance, if you are making profit of, say, maybe 100,000 and your salary in a month is 50K or 30,000. If you look at the Pay Yourself Guide, you will see the one that you fall under. You pick the one that works for you. Now, if your salary is 50,000, you now begin to plan your support for your home based on 50K, not based on I just want to be taking. Anything that don't have control, you will mismanage it. Anything that don't have boundary, you will spend it anyhow. And for some people, you will say, oh, I'm into real estate or I do service business. Like for my coaching now, what I do is after the whole month, I know how much comes in. I don't spend it. It is in the account. I just take 30% of the profit as for Nancy. And if I need to support anybody, my home, my husband, anybody, I will give from that 30%. I cannot give what I don't have. Your business is a separate entity from you. You are not your business. You are just the owner. And when you continue to mismanage your resources for your home, don't think that God will look at it and say, my daughter, you are doing well. It's still mismanagement. Mismanagement is one of the things that God hated so much. Go and read Matthew very well. Matthew 26 said, he that has, more shall be given. He that does not have, even the one he has shall be taken away from him and will be given to he that has. And why? Because that person lacked financial management. And if you read the story of the talent, the master collected the one from the person that have one and gave it to the one that asked more. He did not give it to the one that has 5 or 4. You know, in the Nigerian way, they will say, this one has the smallest. That's woman thinking. God does not think like us. Let me tell you something. In God way, that's why the rich keep having money. You'll be saying, the rich keep getting richer because they understand prudency, they understand financial management. They don't mismanage God's money. If you, except you are getting your money from the worldly systems, and at the end, most of them go back to them, they are broke. They are very rich today, tomorrow they are very broke. They don't have consistent way of earning money. But the real wealthy people knows that they are constantly in check all the time. They are not confused about their money. So you must understand this thing. So don't let, because I want to support my home. No, you must have boundary. Assuming you are working in an office and they are paying you 100,000, will you go and withdraw from your organization bank account? Now, some of these things you have to carry your spouse along, especially when you want it to work. Carry them along. Oh, majority of businesses of women are being ruled by this one thing, because they refuse to separate themselves from their business. So majority of them don't have money. It's not because they are not making money, it's because they are not paying themselves. And I'm appealing to every woman in the house, you can change your story. Don't be one of those people they will say, oh, she has been doing business for 4 years, she does not have anything. Like, you don't know what you are doing, but you know that the money is being spent in the house. Then you now look as if you don't know what you are doing, and the person giving you. So, and it's also funny when your husband gives you maybe 1 million last year, you spend all the money at home, he now give you another 1 million, you are restarting. It does not make sense at all. Why not continue to do your business well? You tell him, the business has grew to 2 million, but be giving me the upkeep money. Let him give you, rather than you trying to be this other way and now getting a lot of blame, a lot of negativity. It happens a lot. I've worked with people that this is their major problem. And some of us, it's also not the fact that we are only giving to the house, we are also giving to other people from the money we don't have. The reason is because you see your business as your money. When you look at your bank account for your business, you see, oh, I have 2 million. You now think that is your money. You have not separated. You have to put structure in place. I look at my business has millions. It's not Nancy's money. So if you now send me a mail and say, come and give, if I want to give you money, it's from Nancy, not this personal account, not the business. If I want to support my own, to the extent that I carry it on my, that everybody around me knows I am different from my business. And that is the only way you can retain profit and start growing that business to where God wants it to go to. And with time, you'll be able to pay yourself more and do more for your family. But if you don't retain profit, how do you begin to do more? I think that's the answer for that. I hope I've answered it well. So for everyone, you can go to the link in my bio and download, read it, and it will help you greatly. It's actually free. I did it there free.
Okay, we have another question.
Can we
Please
go
share
ahead
some.
now?
Yes, we have another question. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay.
Please, how can
We
I
have
grow
another
my
question.
clothing business? What are the criteria?
Yeah.
What are the criteria for business growth? Number one criteria for business growth is you must create visibility. You are making clothes or you are selling already made clothes. In your environment, does people know you exist? Do people know you exist in that environment? So let me give you an example. I started telecom business in my estate, at Jawa Estate, years back, 16 years ago. So when I started, I did handwritten flyers. I didn't have money. So I would go everywhere. I understood who my target audience is. Who are your target audience? I understood mine. Define your target audience and only market to your audience. Stop wasting your energy marketing to people that are not your audience. They are going to drain you for nothing. So now I took my product to my target audience that, oh, I'm going to start this business March 20th. I'm expecting you guys. And I gave them my handwritten flyers. But when I was giving them flyers, there's something I call understanding what value means to your target audience. Every business owner here, what does value means to your audience? If you are a staff, what does value means to your boss? That is the only way you can be promoted. That is the only way you can make money. And for me, my audience at that time, what value means to them was, number one, availability of product. Number two, integrity of the product that you are selling, that they will not load it and it will be saying used. Number 4, what do we call it? Price is not another thing. So you define what what value means to your customer. Then you put it in your sales message. So now I'm sending them sales message. I'm trying to write my handwritten handbill, and I've written, oh, we have prices at this, because I know my prices are attractive enough. And I'm saying we have all product on ground, because I know they are looking for where they will get all product. And I'm saying we can also deliver to your doorstep at free, because I know for some of them, they don't want to come out. You write all what it is, and you start sharing on that day. So at the first time I went to share this hand flyer, they did not buy into me. They were like, oh, and so are you the new person? Are you the only person? But with time, I went back, I prayed, I was like, God, what's this? And the Holy Spirit said, just add freebies to it. Add freebies to it. People like to eat. So I now said, on the day I'm launching, there's going to be a lot of drinks and snacks and food. And with that, the value I'm adding to it. And I gave them, people were keeping my flyers, like, I will be there. I'm like, wow. And that was how I made sales on it. So understand your audience, then be visible to them. Another thing that happened was I was being visible to my target audience, not knowing that I was also creating another market for myself. And those market was, one day, a particular organization wanted to do a promo in the north. It's a popular brand, but I won't mention their name. So they stay in my estate. So they were driving towards the estate gate, and they saw a lady, and they asked her, where can they buy recharge card in bulk? And said, oh, it took them that they can buy from Agunansi, and he directed them to my store. So they came in, they looked at it, and they were asking price. I told them, I didn't even know they would buy. I didn't know they would buy. I just thought that maybe they just came to play, and I gave them the regular normal price. And those people, because I have created visibility, someone at the entrance gate knew my business. Now he brought them there, and those people, in just one transaction, they bought goods worth 40 million. That alone gave me profit I never expected. So you need to be intentional about creating visibility. You are not creating visibility for only those that will buy from you now. You are also creating visibility for those that will buy tomorrow. So visibility is key. I've talked about it. Know your business, know the value you are adding, know your customer pain point, know the gap in the marketplace, put it together as your sales, your marketing message, then be visible. Go all out to your target audience, not to people that don't need you. People that don't need you will drain you for nothing. Take it to people that need your product, and you'll be shocked that people are already waiting that want to buy your product. Can you imagine if I did not create visibility? I create visibility for my business. On the first day I opened my store, I sold 1.8 million. I did not believe it. The first day. A lot of people want to start business. You are not creating visibility, and you think ghosts will come and buy from you. No, nobody is looking at what you are doing. You have to call their attention to you. You have to pull their attention to you, and that's the only way people can buy. And there are different ways you can create. There are different other strategies that you can also use to ensure people see that you are there for them to buy from you. I hope I've helped with that. The third question. Hello, I'm not saying the third question. It's still in number 2. Fumi. Okay, Fumi is the person that asked question. Sorry. It's like he's hanging. Please share some more strategy to constantly measure our progress. Okay, now, when it comes to constantly measuring your progress, you must know now, at the end of every day, we've divided your goals into daily milestone, monthly milestone, now weekly milestone. So every day, if you can have that setup where you know how much sales coming. So whether you didn't go to the office or not, if you have set a goal to say, oh, I want to make, like the example I gave, I said 50,000 daily and weekly 250. So now, if your staff makes sales of 5 dress a day, you know they've made 100,000 because you are so clear with what you are doing. So you know today, you tick it in your calendar that today we met our goal. The next day, maybe they sold 2. Yeah, we didn't meet it today, but yesterday can augment. You tick it like that. Then at the end of the week, you can check and say, oh, total week, we made 450 against 250. You have done well. Then at the end of the month, you check and say, oh, I was supposed to make 1 million based on the fact that I made 450, and the other week I made 400. Oh, that's 950, I've made 1.8, I achieve more than it because you are tracking it. And when you don't achieve it, you now go back to say, what will I do to make them buy? And that is where you start coming with maybe promo. Ensure you find a way to constantly give your customers offer. And you cannot give offer when your pricing is wrong. You cannot give discount when your pricing. You cannot decide to say, oh, maybe you have it, maybe there's a particular week that you don't make so much sales. You can just say, this week we are running 3 days 20% promo. So you can have a goal to say that 3 weeks is when you even sell your 1 million naira that you want to make. And once you are done that 3 days, you don't reduce your price again. You go till next month. People might not understand why you are doing it, but you know what you are doing. So what you now do is, for that, you know that, oh, if 20,000 is profit for one, in this particular promo I want to do, I want to sell 50,000 of my clothes. So you start creating promo. We are doing 20%. But if your pricing is not right, for some of us, your pricing is too small, so you can't even run promo. So you need to go back and retweak your price for next year and have good profit margin where you can inculcate promo. You see people online these days, people buy more with you giving them offers. People just like, once they hear promo like this, they want to buy. So you need to ensure you inculcate that into your business. That's another strategy you can actually deploy. Another thing is you identifying gaps in your industry. What are my competitors refusing not to do? One of the gaps that I identified in my industry was speed. I realized that when people go into any of my colleagues or competitors' stores, they stay a whole hour. So I told myself, I'm going to ensure I render service in the shortest time. So when they come in, we worked on it. We started using software to augment, and we got it. That I told myself that people should not stay more than 30 minutes in our store. And we realized that with that, people started saying, they don't waste time here. So more people were coming and they were leaving competitors. So you look at what are they not doing that you will do. And whenever you solve a problem, publicize it, make noise about it, scream about it. Don't do it to yourself and say, I can do it well, I'm speedy, but only you know it. No, it won't bring money. When you want to do anything, publicize it. Another thing you can also do is to say, oh, I want to give annually gifts to my customers. Or I want to give annual reward. You can say, you can come up with things and say, oh, we are giving XYZ, or we give gifts at the end of every year, and those gifts are tied to how much contribution you have given to our organization. You can put a benchmark and say, if you have done minimum of this, you will get at least, the least item will be electric kettle. People just like those things, and that has worked for me over the years. If I don't have a product or it's finished, people will wait and say, we are going to pay you in advance. Let it come, because we've been able to tell them that whatever you buy from us every month accumulate. So at the end of the year, what we do is we go into our software, pull out all the profit of all the customers, and I just do 0.25% of it. So people will be 50,000, so people will be 100,000, so people will be 30, so people will be 100. I look at the categories of the profit that I've given them, then I map it out. I say, okay, I'm giving the highest person rice. So, and I can say from people that have 50 to 100,000 naira profit or above, I will give all of them rice, a bag of rice, or a bag of rice and a 50 liter of groundnut oil. That will not cost me up to 100,000. Then I say the next people will be bag of rice only. I cap them. The next one. So when they start coming, the rest that is below it, I'll say, we made a post last year and we did it. We said, if you are buying minimum of 200,000 below, you won't get any gift. So these are the people that have qualified. So when people say, so it will encourage some more people next year to say, I will buy from you. I won't take my money any elsewhere. These are strategy to ensure you continue to sell. And I've been using it for over 10 years and it's working for me. I sell. When people say there's no sales, me, I'm selling. They think people want to buy from me. And I've kept to my promise because I do calculations before I promise. So there was a year we gave out electric kettle, toaster, cooking machine. We give different things. Last year, we gave rice, bag of rice, half bag, and like that till the least person. Then the general people that did not qualify, we just gave them pen and paper, pen and jotter, just to say, oh, thank you for coming, but they didn't get up to that. So before you know it, they don't know. So I will tell them your total purchase matters. Oh, if you're the highest person that got the cooker, the electric cooker or the gas cooker, it is the highest. That's why somebody say, I'm going to be highest. How many will I buy to be highest? So we don't disclose amount, just be buying. When you buy well, you will get. So those things are also a way to actually ensure you sell. So you have to define it and know, okay, what will I do What will I do? What will I do? Another thing that can also help you create more strategy is actually customer feedback. Feedbacks are opportunity in disguise. When customers keep telling you, oh, this thing is not being done well, your staff are not doing this thing well, please sit on it and find out to solve it. When you solve it, make noise about it. Any solution you bring to the marketplace, don't keep quiet about it. Make noise. Like some of you, you are in online space, you realize that people, I remember somebody was chatting me today, oh coach, please, oh, I have a organization, I want to buy something from your environment. They said they will deliver to me in 4 days and I cannot wait, I need it tomorrow. How can you help me? I said, okay, I will send one of my staff to go and get it and help you send it to a dispatch. Say thank you. So if somebody come out and say, you are doing a particular product and you know all your colleagues are doing 5 days, 10 days, you now say we deliver in 6 hours. Do you know that can actually speed up your sales? Those little things that people don't pay attention to, look at it, those things, pick it, turn it around and see how it can up your game for you. Very important. And lastly is check over your customers' worst review. What are the worst review that people are giving your customers? Solve it and make noise about it. So people are saying, oh, that particular organization, they're always delaying us. They're always delaying. You now say, how do I ensure I don't delay? You practice your timing, you put it together. Once you get it, you start shouting. In our office, when you come, it's only 30 minutes, you stay, you're off. It's 30 minutes. That message that Domino's Pizza is passing to say 30 minutes is a message of speed, and everybody needs to begin to work towards that. And also, lastly, is your customer service. Customer service is actually a strategy for sales. A lot of us in this part of the world, we don't take customer service serious. When you have good customer service, people will buy more. One of the things I told myself I'm going to do for my industry is to constantly resolve my customers' complaint. Sometimes some of my customer complaints come to me as loss because maybe the card was used by them, but sometimes we just resolve it and add it as loss. We just add it as loss. But those things are giving us credibility in the marketplace. They say, when I buy from Nancy, if I have issues, she will always resolve it. So you must begin to inculcate customer service. And one of the things I want to say at this point is that you must try as much as possible to have dedicated customer service. And that's why when we talk about structure, you must have that systemized way of resolving customer complaint, that all your staff knows how to go about it. Not that only you know how to resolve customer complaint. That is limiting your business. You are limiting yourself. If you are the only one that will resolve complaint, imagine I will go and be the one resolving complaint in 8 branches I have. When will I have that time? So, but if you systemize it, if you put structure in everything, it's easy for everybody to work with you. And your business can actually do much, much better than you ever envisage. But doing it alone, let me tell you, wealth is hidden from those that want to do it all by themselves. Thank you. Any other question? How can you get the guide? Just go to my Instagram handle. Follow me at Coach Nancy Nadi. Then go to the link in my bio, and that link you will see pay yourself guide. Just download it. It's free. Download it and read it and start to use it. It will help you greatly. We have 2 questions. Okay, I'm seeing your comment right now. Thank you so much, everyone. Please share some strategy. I've done that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time. Thank you so much. And I hope I've answered your questions. Small business owner, measure your progress from the goals you have set. I saw it here. You also measure your progress from the goals you have set for yourself. Look at it, break it down. Oh, I want to achieve this. I want my business. There are different goals. You can have business goals in terms of reach. I want my business to be in 4 cities. I want my business to be in Abuja, Lagos, to be known. You set your goals based on your reach. You can set, there are different types of goals. You can set goals on your tools, your equipment, your machineries, what you feel you will need this year. Oh, I need to invest in a bigger whatever. So there are different goals to set. I want to start a new online business next year, but I have little idea. I have little idea on that. Is it good to ask those that are already in the same business? And how do I ask wisely? Uh, it is okay to ask, but the truth is some of them might not disclose, some of them might not disclose to you. If it's something you can actually register for, go and look for somebody that is teaching it, pay and learn. It saves you the whole stress, it saves you the whole journey, it saves you the whole wahala. And for online business, there's so many things you have to learn. You have to learn how to market online, you have to go and learn how to do videos online, you have to learn all those things online. There's so many things to learn. You have to pay attention and learn it. You can also learn with maybe YouTube, but most times when you learn physically, they give you the real nuggets. Most time people put on YouTube incomplete information because they still want to sell, they want you to come back. But when you go into a class, they are giving you the details and you can ask questions. Thank you, Coach Nancy. God bless you. Please, in a nutshell, can a small business, okay, can a small business like myself start from and measure my growth? You can measure your growth, whether you are small or not. You can measure your growth based on the goals you have set. And I said when I was starting that the only competition is your last result. So for instance, maybe you made sales last month and you sold 1 million. You can compete against yourself and say, oh, I want to sell 1 point, I want to improve by 50%. You can say I want to grow it by 30%. And you move to the next one and say, this month I want to do 1.3. So you are competing against your last result, not competing against anybody outside. You don't know anyone, but your own last result. Like when I launched my structure of business with his online course, I had the first class, I had 56. The second one I had 80 some. And I had 100 and some. This one we are going to 200. So it now depends. We might not get there. We might get to 70, but that's the goal. That's the goal. So I'm not competing against anybody. I don't have business with any woman, any other woman being. I'm not saying I'm not looking. I'm learning from others, but I'm trying not to be in that place of an healthy competition. So I'm competing with my last result. Oh, last month I made 500,000. Okay, this month, okay, can I make times 2 of it? Can I make 1 million? Or can I make 50% more? Can I make 750? That means you are competing against yourself. And I tell you, if you do that, your life will never remain the same. Because as you measure that progress, you're like, oh, what else? What can I do? What can I do to be better? Then you can even decide to say, okay, let me ask somebody for strategy. Let me check what other people are doing. Like me, I tell people, when I look at any other business, I am looking at you. I'm looking at the roots, the why, the why. Why are you doing what you are doing? If you are doing promo, I'm like, why is this person doing it? So I'm trying to get the why so that I can also implement the why in my business, not just copying and pasting what does not work. Or maybe, for instance, somebody is saying, buy one, get one free. Somebody is saying, buy one, get one free. And the person knows that our business has so much profit that even though she sell one and you get one free, she will still be profitable. You now, your profit is not up to one. You are now saying you want to do buy one, get one free. You are going to run into loss. You have to understand the strategy behind what the person is doing. To say, for my own, no, maybe I'm going to say buy two and get a discount of 20% because that is what can work for you. So you need to understand the business before you start creating. A lot of people make loss. Even in my telecom industry, people start and today they are nowhere to be found. These are people doing billions just because they were copying others, unhealthy competition. Oh, that person is selling it at this thing. You are not calculating your own. No. The person is selling. You don't know what the person is. You don't know where the person is getting money from. You don't know where the person used to go and carry gun at night. You don't know. You don't know nothing. You are just seeing the person saying something, then you follow. Then at the end of the day, come and see people crashing out of business, going bankrupt, just because they cannot put 1 to 2 and calculate. So you need to understand your business so that you can know
Thank
how.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Somebody
We
is saying that.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Echoing.
I can hear you, but I'm seeing
Can
three
you hear me?
questions. Should I? I can hear you, but I'm seeing three new questions. Should I answer it or I should go?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. I think the rest of the questions, we are going to send them across to you. Can you hear me? It's
God
echoing.
will help me. I can hear you. I think I've answered it. I've answered it already. I've answered them. I've answered the questions already. Oh, so thank you everyone for having me. I don't know if I can leave now. Let me wait for her. So next time I'll come again. There's always something to share.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I can
Okay.
hear you.
So I appreciate you. We appreciate you, Nancy Nandi. It
Thank
was
you.
an eye-opening session. And
Thank
I
you.
know that when we call you again, you're coming back right away.
No problem.
We know, right?
No problem.
So
Yeah,
thank
I know.
you, everyone, for coming up for this wonderful session with Nancy Nandi. Please, tomorrow is day 2 of our strategic repositioning, day 2. And we are starting up by 7 p.m. Please, let's set our alarm. We have 2 sessions tomorrow. Okay, please set your alarm. Okay, so thank you so much. I do appreciate you all. And let's have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you.